Hello everyone and welcome back to Max and Sid. We are coming at you today from Poland and more specifically the city of Krakow. We've been wanting to visit Poland for quite some time and we've heard from multiple sources that Krakow is the place to be, at least in this region of the country. We're going to show you why today. We're going to take you around the city, show you everything there is to see if you're only here for a couple of days. But before we get started on our Krakow adventure, there's one thing we need to get started today, and that is coffee. Our purchases at Cafe Stockholm included 2 coffees and 2 of their famous cardamom almond buns, which we're really excited to try. So obviously some cardamom baked in there, and they have this shaved almond topping and like this honey syrup or something on top of them. Really excited to try them. You can absolutely tell that these are homemade and made with care because every single little section of the bun is kind of interwoven with each other, and oh my god, when you bite into it, it's just all of the flavors all at once. It's what they're known for, and I can see why.
Now I know this isn't typically Polish food, but there are plenty of Polish delicacies to try in the next couple of days.
These buns and the coffees cost us 40 Polish zloty. The affordable prices are one of the things we're most excited about here in Krakow, but we also wanted to enjoy our little breakfast here in Planty Park. This is honestly one of the coolest parks I've ever seen just because it's so unique in the way it's designed. So this actually used to be a moat that surrounded the old town, or the Stare Miasto as it's known in Polish. This entire green space surrounds the old town, so no matter where you are in the old town, you can just hop right on over to this park. It's such a peaceful way to kind of just get a break from the hordes of tourists. Just outside the entrance to the old town is this magnificent medieval structure called the Barbican. This is the only remaining piece of the original city wall that encircled the original settlement. This settlement had to protect itself from a lot of invasion attempts from the Mongols. So because of that, their city was fortified very well, and it was actually kind of groundbreaking at the time. Just the circular structure, how it completely entrenches everything. And then how you picture the Planty Park being the moat that surrounds the city. So the foundation of ancient Krakow is still here today, the fact that there was a wall and a moat entering the old town. Now you can just walk right in, but it's definitely worth checking out the Barbican. They have tours as well inside. There's plenty of different areas where you can enter the old town, but I would definitely suggest going through St. Florian's Gate because this is right behind the Barbican, so you can just imagine this being the main entrance way back in the day. And just look at it. I mean, come on. Another reason why St. Florian's Gate is the best place to enter the old town is because you go right onto a street known as Florianska. Florianska is where there's a lot of bars and restaurants, a lot of things happening. It's usually pretty busy, but it's the best street in Krakow because of the fact that you can see St. Florian's Gate down this way, and the opposite way, you can see the most famous church in all of Krakow. Krakow has a few quirky stories to it, and one of them has to do with St. Mary's Church. This church, on every hour, there's a little trumpet that comes out of the main tower, and it starts playing a song. The interesting thing is, the song cuts off in the middle. So the story goes that the trumpeter was warning of an invasion from the Mongols. The Mongols were constantly invading this land, so that is why it was very important to know if an attack was imminent. So the trumpeter was letting everyone know in secret by this song. However, in the middle of the song, he gets hit in the neck with an arrow, and that is why it cuts off. It's a little dark, but every hour you're going to be able to find that. A couple things I didn't realize about the trumpeter. He comes out from multiple angles, so people all around the church can hear him. I think he's going from the back now. You can still kind of hear the trumpet a little bit. And as soon as he's done, as soon as it cuts off, there's a little hand that waves.
This market hall is where merchants used to trade fabrics, giving it the name the Cloth Hall. However, nowadays it's mostly just knickknacks and trinkety touristy things that you're gonna find in this hall. The one thing I noticed when we were walking through is that there are crests from Polish cities on the walls. I'm not sure if it's all of the cities in Poland, but we've recognized quite a few of the names.
Look at that view. Polish beer isn't necessarily as renowned as Polish vodka is. However, we have been told that there are some very tasty Polish beers, including the Kachin. So many people have told us to try this. Whoa, okay. A lot more full than I would have thought. I was thinking it was kind of like a light Pilsner type thing, but it's a very full taste. That's really nice. It's not what I expected at all, but it's very weedy. I like it a lot.
Now, I don't know many Polish words, actually very little indeed, but I do know cheers. Na zdrowie.
After taking in as much of Market Square as we possibly could, we're going to try to get a different perspective of the city of Krakow. And how we're going to do that is by climbing up to the top of Wawel Castle. So one thing we have heard about the Wawel Castle is that there's a little bit of dragon lore involved. And we are recently watching House of the Dragon, so we are all excited about anything to do with dragons. I think we might just see a dragon on the way to the castle.
Every street you walk down here in Krakow is just absolutely stunning. The architecture is so lovely.
And oh my god, I think we're just kind of blown away by the city so far.
We really are. I mean, neither of us have been to Poland, so this was definitely a country we wanted to check off, and we are so happy we are here.
The Wawel Castle here in Krakow is a lot more similar to what we saw in Prague, where it's an entire collection of buildings. It's not just a single entity. It is actually completely free to enter the castle. There's no charge, there's no ticket you have to buy. But if you do want to get into the cathedral, which was kind of the main part of this whole complex, that is the only part where you have to pay. There's also sometimes exhibits up here too, and I think they have one going right now. But honestly, I think the best thing to do is just come up here and enjoy the scenery. They have a garden, all of the amazing autumn leaves on the other side of this building. You get a really amazing view of the river from the other side. This statue behind me commemorates one of the most famous Krakowians of all time. John Paul II, the Pope. He was actually born right here in Krakow. The airport is named after him. They're really big into the fact that he was from here. And I think it's pretty cool. You can definitely tell that there's a lot of pride in the fact that such an important historical figure, at least in recent history, came right here from Krakow.
Poland is a country with deep religious history, and because of that, there are a ton of religiously important buildings here, like the cathedral at the castle. Unfortunately, none of them allow photography inside.
We have found the famous dragon of Wawel Castle. He's right there behind me. So the story behind this dragon is that he used to terrorize this town, so much so that the citizens began offering up sacrifices to him in order to keep him not hungry and satisfied and not eating them. They'd offer up lambs, cows, goats, whatever they could. But one day, there was a shepherd that had an incredible idea. He offered up a fake lamb to the dragon, and he stuffed it with sulfur. So it was like a fake lamb stuffed with sulfur. Can't really picture what that would look like. Anyway, he offered it to the dragon, and once the dragon ate it, the sulfur combined with the fire in his belly made him explode. So, tough ending for my guy. But he is memorialized here forever in this amazing statue. And we've also heard that there's fire that breathes. I think it's every 5 minutes because we were walking over here and we saw it. So it should be in like 2 minutes. We're just gonna hang out here and see if that's the case. As you can see, we've weaved back into Ponty Park. It's become our happy place. How could we not be here with all of these fall colors? That's gonna wrap up our first day here in Poland, but don't worry, there are plenty more Polish adventures on the way. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or if you found it helpful, and subscribe if you have not already. That really helps us out. We appreciate every single subscription. We will see you in the next one right here from Krakow, Poland.